Thursday, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, it's Thursday, yay, 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 yay. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hey, my viewing and listening audience, how are you, how are you, how are you? I'm so excited, no matter what I'm doing throughout the week, and it takes a lot of work in the brain like everybody else, but I'm telling you, when you're looking for stuff, it ain't easy. And so it has been a very hectic time, but I'm gonna say that I look forward to being here on a Thursday to be with you, Monday and Thursday. Yes, I do. This is my downtime. This is what I love. I'd like to welcome everyone to the show this evening. Yes, I'm in the Linkage Radio station to talk to you, to listen to you, to share with you as you share with me. Isn't that nice? I mean, really now. I think so. And so I've been counting down the days because I know that I am your host and producer of the show Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Broadcast on Linkage Radio 101.7, 104.5 FM. Also broadcast on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, www.caribbeanvibesradio.com. Chris Wilby, Touch FM Radio 90.1, and Inside the Zone YouTube channel. Hi. Hop on over to Linkage Radio on the TuneIn app, please. I'm asking you, yeah. So if you're hustling about and you can't get to watch me live on YouTube, then hop on over to Linkage Radio and TuneIn app, right? Of course. Welcome to the show, everyone. If it's your first time, I'd like to welcome you. This is Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station, 24/7, 365 days for the year. Inside the Zone is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally all over the place. Yeah, that's what it means. Hi. Oh, Lord, the show's content captures its people's social, cultural, collective views on issues that affect their communities. Family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, food insecurity, and more. Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here on Linkage Radio. I'd like to say hi to all the young people, like Eddie and them. I've been picking on them, like to say hi to all the young people. And you know which category you fall in. Mr. Hines is in that category too, all the young people. So I want to say good evening to everyone. And Mr. Hines, keep you all on your toes during the afternoons. Oopsie. I'd like to welcome you to Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. That's what we do on Thursdays. And so coming up in a few minutes, you'll be getting a whole lot of stuff. But it could not happen without Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx, and Victoria Mutual Building Society, VMBS, 300 Cadman Plaza West, Juan Pierpont Plaza, 12th floor, Brooklyn, New York. Do you need the zip code? 11201. Their telephone number is 347-344-5790. Thanks to VMBS. Thanks to Cooler Runnings. In Center Stage, coming up, our inspirational zone, we get a praise on with great gospel music, followed by News Zone, a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Music Zone comes up right after. It's Calypso Music Thursday. And in the segment What's in the Zone, the tragedy at the Bogwalk Tube. In Mail Zone, your emails are my priority from the subject line, I am so ashamed, God will not forgive me. Lord, this one is a kicker. That comes up at what time? 7 p.m. In Center Stage, I feature Black Business Month. Now, likened to Black Americans, African Americans, Jamaicans, wherever we are, and we are from the black lineage, right? There is an inner drive within us. But this evening, I'd like to feature African millionaires in America. I mean, Africans from Africa. Did you know that there is something distinct about them? You ever watch how they roll? They're piling up everybody one behind the other. Yeah, but it works. So don't forget to check out my hashtags for the show. All right, hashtag Center Stage, hashtag Host of Lady D, hashtag ITZ Radio, hashtag Entertainment, hashtag Music, hashtag Radio, hashtag Jamaican Lady D, or as I like to say, Jamaican Lady D. Don't forget to email me insiderthezone@gmail.com. Catch me on Facebook, Lady D Denise Gomez, and on my business page, Inside the Zone. Instagram, Lady D Denise Gomez. I got a great show lined up for you until 8 p.m. 19 minutes after 6 o'clock, and it's about time I get the show rolling, wouldn't you say? As always, our telephone number to call us here in the Linkage radio station is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. And if you remember using the term not, so 914-600. Did you know people still say that? Or I see. You're all gonna pinch me. Oh, Lordy, I'd like to say hi to everyone tuning in wherever you are. I appreciate you. Of course, I can't come and do a show by myself, can I? What good is that? No good. So I'd like you to participate with me. Good evening, AG. King Ryan, how are you, Pat? Good evening, folksy folks. Please share. Audit, when was the last time you shared the link with someone? Share it, man, and tell them the show is on. Are you ready to get your praise on? It's Calypso Music Thursday, from gospel right down to, you know, Calypso, right? And you know I'm a child of the King, right? So if I'm playing songs that are not real Christian song, I still have to find the appropriate songs to play, right? So I like to play all the genres, but I have to ensure that they fall in line with my platform and what I'm promoting, which is Jesus. 20 minutes after 6 o'clock. It's a good day. It's Thursday. I'd like to say hi to my Enid. I don't know where you've been, Enid, but I'm glad to see you because I sent you the link. So I'm glad you came on. Don't know what's happening with your WhatsApp, my Enid. If you'd like to catch me on YouTube, Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, or Lady D, that's sufficient. Okay? Are you ready? Let's get some praise on. This is how we started off. It's Inside the Zone, Center Stage.
My help. Glory be, glory be, glory be, glory be, glory be, so glory be divine. Glory be, glory be, glory be, glory be, glory be.
That's Calypso Rose for you. I'm here jigging out my measure. Enjoying Calypso Rose, Glory Be Divine. I hope you enjoyed that. You must have been stomping your feet or something. You could not just be there not doing a thing. I don't like that. I don't believe in that at all. You have to jig, man. Music in our bones. It is Thursday. Center stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Hello, everyone. What a good day it is. It's nice and sunny out. How is the weather for you? Nice and warm enough? I hope so. Our telephone number, once again, is 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. And the show is also brought to you by...
I got a mortgage customized to fit me.
Same day pre-approval on my loan. Wow!
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with BMBS.
At 26 minutes after 6 o'clock, a very special thanks to Victoria Mutual Building Society. Give them a call, 347-344-5790. Get a virtual tour of a property. You don't have to go to Jamaica to go look at a property. And they will just be there to, bam, snatch you in the midst of things. I want to say hi to my Glacia. Good evening, Glacie. How are you? And it's now time, ladies and gentlemen, for the news, a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, August 25, 2022. The National Housing Trust, NHT, has delivered 32 duplex units to beneficiaries at Majesty Gardens, Phase 1A in St. Andrew. The development comprises 24 studios, 4 one-bedrooms, and 2 two-story, three-bedroom units. The studios were delivered at a cost of $4.8 million each. The one-bedroom units for $6 million and 3 bedrooms for $8.9 million. Of the 32 housing solutions, 3 have been set aside for the new social housing program, with the rest being given to NHT contributors. At Wednesday's handover ceremony, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said 51% of the NHT beneficiaries were women, while 31% fell within the 19 to 40 years age group. Mr. Holness also revealed that 28 of the 29 NHT recipients were within the 0% interest rate income band, while 1 was in the 2% interest rate band.
The NHT is now targeting is the minimum wage to $30,000 per week. That has been the income group that has not had significant benefit from the NHT. So I'm very happy today that almost all the beneficiaries are from that income range.
The Ministry of Education and Youth, through the National Education Trust, NET, will begin the construction of an administrative block for all schools in short order. This is to improve the working conditions for teachers and administrators. Education Minister Favour Williams says the schools are identified through a database compiled by the World Bank and architecture students from the University of Technology.
There are approximately 1,000 schools across Jamaica with varying needs. As we continue to maintain and improve our schools, you will begin to see better facilities for our teachers and our administrators.
Minister Williams was speaking at a press conference on Monday. She said the ministry would be meeting with principals across the island this week to update them on projects completed within the last school year and those planned for the 2022-23 academic year. Still on education, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has expressed satisfaction with the ministry's announced efforts to address teacher migration, while characterizing the situation as both a threat to public education and an economic opportunity. This is in response to the 167 teacher resignations that have occurred since July, resulting in a shortage in some schools as the new academic year approaches. Prime Minister Holness says the situation highlights the quality of educators that are produced locally and who are in high demand elsewhere.
Maybe whilst we view it as a threat, maybe we need to look at it in a systematic and strategic way to say to those persons who want to take our teachers, pay us to train teachers for you.
Mr. Holness was speaking on Tuesday at an award ceremony for children of employees at the Office of the Prime Minister and the Office of the Cabinet who were successful in this year's PEP exams. He argued that there was very little the government could do to stop teachers from migrating who are not under any obligations in terms of a bond or fees of any kind. On Monday, the Education Ministry revealed that, among other measures, government would be looking to address the shortage through a pool of 964 newly trained specialized teachers, including 121 who are on the ministry's special scholarship program. In other news, 2 new backhoe tractors have been handed over to the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, to provide services to farming communities in St. Thomas and Westmoreland. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries procured the tractors, which are valued at $38.76 million. The 4-wheel drive vehicles were handed over at Kingston's Agro Investment Corporation facility on Wednesday.
This is going to be used to assist with farm road rehabilitation, and also responding to emergencies and natural disasters for land management for crop and livestock, as well as drought mitigation and other major projects.
The backhoes will be utilized for field clearing and pond excavation in St. Thomas, which will be crucial for the upcoming onion planting season. In Westmoreland, they will help to revive earthen ponds for rainwater collection, particularly in the eastern part of the parish, where more than 291 hectares of pineapples are being grown by about 484 farmers. And finally, access to justice has been bolstered by the construction of 2 new state-of-the-art witness rooms at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. The construction of the witness rooms is one of several activities funded under a Memorandum of Understanding between the Ministry of Justice and the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office of the British High Commission. The witness rooms are expected to be in operation by September 2022. They are equipped with video conferencing technology, a document camera, and acoustic panels installed on the walls to limit audio escaping to ensure confidentiality. Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn says the facilities will enhance the administration of justice by offering a safe and secure location for prosecutors to interview vulnerable witnesses and where both defense and Crown Counsel can go via Zoom to different courtrooms. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
That was a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Good evening, everyone. It's Inside of the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, the community platform where information is guaranteed. How is everyone doing? I'm saying hi to my YouTubers and, of course, my dedicated listeners of Linkage Radio on the bandwidth 101.7, 104.5. Ha ha ha. Good evening to you. You're always here. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. What's coming up on the show? Don't forget, it's Calypso Music Thursday, so I do have some more Calypso for you. And I have in my segment What's in the Zone? The tragedy at the Bog Walk Tube, courtesy of Rebecca Tortello. I've been featuring her writings for years on the show, and I decided I'm going to pop on over there again and do the same. Also in Mail Zone this evening, your emails are my priority from the subject line. I am so ashamed. God will not forgive me. What is it that he won't forgive us from again? All you Bible people, you want to tell me? You can tell me. There's one particular thing that he will not forgive us for. But if it's for little blah, 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 he'll forgive you. You'll feel bad and ashamed, but he'll forgive you. Don't worry about that. So I'd like to welcome you to the show. I do have some additional information courtesy of Victoria Mutual Building Society. The VMBS New York Representative Office invites you to the VM Group Community Meeting and Lyme. That's LYME, by the way. This takes place, and this is their New York tour for 2022. Now, this takes place, the kickoff, Thursday, September 8, 2022. That's at the Brooklyn Commons, 495 Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. It starts at 6:30 p.m. You'll have cocktail hour from 5:30 to 6:30. Then they have their segment, Let's Talk, VM products and services, real estate opportunities in Jamaica, wealth creation, who don't want that part, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, investing and listing, okay? So you may contact their office, 347-344-5790. And again, to my young people who believe that, oh, we've already bought house and we don't need this kind of information. You do have family, don't you? They believe in generational wealth and building and investments and all those things. And so you can call someone up and say, hey, they're going to be having this informational forum. Why don't you go down to Brooklyn? Did you know that there are people who live up in uptown Bronx, over in Westchester County, who will have told me that they don't go to Brooklyn, they don't go to Manhattan. So even if there is something happening, they won't jump on the train. Fine, they may not drive, and not everybody does. But they don't go out of their borough. Come on, people, you have to be more aware. You know, come on. This is a place where urban transit is like left, right, and center. So you can go on down to Brooklyn, right, 495 Flatbush Avenue, and they will be kicking it off there, and then she'll be sending me the information for the Bronx leg of it. And we are on the border here in Mount Vernon, so that's not far away. 6:36 p.m. I'm here to plug away and to keep your company until, what time did I say? 8 o'clock. Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Hi, Courtney White. Play single Sandra, Die With My Dignity. I hear you. Okay, thank you. Courtney putting in his request. Alrighty, so it's now time for a music break here on the show, Inside the Zone with Lady D. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Wow, did you enjoy that interlude of Calypso classics? I did. When I was putting the show together, I'm like, this is nice. This is just mellow. It's my Calypso Music Thursday. Good evening, everyone. It's Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. I'd like to say hi to Touch FM Radio 90.1. Good evening to you. And Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station 24/7, 365 days for the year. We bring you the best in roots, rock, reggae, R&B, disco, gospel, calypso, and a host of other selections aired right here on your budding and buzzing station. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. You don't have to do nothing, you can just listen. But I'd like you to call me at 7 o'clock, especially when I'll be having the segment Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. And in Mail Zone this evening, from the subject line, I am so ashamed God will not forgive me. And at 7:30 p.m. in Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect, it's Black Business Month, and this evening's feature is African millionaires in America. How did they get there? What were their experiences? And they were not pretty. There were tough experiences, so I'd like to welcome you to the feature this evening. Let me take you to what happened in the Bog Walk in Jamaica in St. Catherine. The Bog Walk Tube. Let's go down our history channel, shall we? In 1904, it was the largest pipe in the world, 6,200 feet long, 8 feet in diameter, weighing 1.7 pounds with 260,000 rivets holding it together. That was quite the construction, wouldn't you say? Let me share the story with you. The early morning of June 24, 1904, dawned clear and crisp. In Spanish Down, St. Catherine, and other areas outside of Kingston, men and women were lined up waiting to catch their tram to work as usual. They waited until they realized it was not coming. The lucky ones caught rides into wagonettes and buggies. The unlucky set out on foot. I would have done the same. No one was quite sure what had happened, only that there had been a temporary delay that would soon be fixed. By the time 8 o'clock rolled around, wild rumors had begun to circulate about a horrible accident at the Bog Walk power station that had affected the tramcar system, run by West India Electric Company. It was said that up to 80 men who had been cleaning silt and debris in the 8-foot-long cast iron pipe, also known as a flume, that carried water from the Rio Cobre River to the power station, had been washed into the turbines and drowned. The collection of silt and debris was not uncommon, nor was the need for it to be removed so as not to inhibit the flow of water, and therefore of hydroelectric power. Nothing like this had ever happened before. By 9 o'clock, railway stations, newspaper offices, anywhere information would be possibly found, were packed with anxious inquirers. Much later, the only news to be had was that 33 coffins were sent out to Bog Walk by train. Let me share the accident with you. In Bog Walk, by this time, crowds had gathered at the power station. According to Dr. Hammond, who was called to the scene, it was one he would never forget as long as he lived. Men, women, and children lying on the ground, rolling over, clutching handfuls of grass, stones, and earth, and screaming aloud in the last extremities of mental agony, as they searched for their loved ones who seemed to be lost to them forever. At that time, 33 were believed dead and 17 missing. A few hours later, it was confirmed that the 17 had managed to escape through a manhole near to the dam itself. At 1 o'clock in the morning, 61 men had gone down into the huge pipe located about 15 yards from the power station. The pipe curved slightly upward and then sharply downward, running directly into the power station itself. The men encountered about a foot of water and got down to work as usual. Colin MacDonald, one of the survivors, in speaking to a Gleaner reporter at the scene, explained that within an hour of going into the pipe, he felt the water level rise. But he didn't think it was anything to worry about. It couldn't have been coming from the dam because the dam was closed. It was always closed when the men were working in the pipes. But the water kept rising slowly but surely, and by 4 a.m., the men started to panic. Their supervisor, a Mr. Duprazel, apparently tried to keep his men calm by telling them there was plenty of time to get out. There was an exit closer to the dam, but his men panicked and threw their torches into the water, so that they were all covered in darkness. Soon it was said a man appeared at the manhole with a torch, lighting the way and calling to the men. 28 men managed to get out in the over 20 minutes it took for the water to fill the pipe. If they had listened and remained calm, side reports reveal that 20 minutes could have saved 300 men instead of 33. According to Gleaner records of the event, Dupe Roselle, distraught by the experience and trying his best to come to terms with this catastrophe, could only seem to say that the water must have over time swelled to the point where it rushed over the sand and debris to flood the pipe. Although no one lived to tell this tale, it is believed that 3 of the men located in a very narrow section of the pipe, panic-stricken, Dupe Roselle explained, had tried to exit through a 2-foot 8-inch wide manhole at the same time and effectively formed a human plug, entombing all 30 behind them. These 33 were found drowned, all heaped together, their clothes torn, their faces and bodies completely mutilated. Afterwards, within a few days, the tramcar system was back in operation. Meanwhile, families who had lost their fathers, brothers, cousins tried to come to terms with their losses. Although the West India Electric Company behaved very sympathetically towards the families, helping to organize funeral services and financial retribution, the general feeling was that someone had blundered somewhere for that level of water to have appeared. Ensuing investigations ruled the catastrophe an accident, small consolation to the many who suffered great losses. Today, the Bog Walk power station stands closed. In the 1930s, the tramcar system was replaced by a bus system. The tram lines were uprooted and replaced with wider roads. Some lines, such as the one at Crossroads, do still exist. The tramcars stopped running in 1948. As for the large pipe in which so many were drowned alive, only a shell remains, preserving the memory of the catastrophe on that June 24th morning. What's inside the zone? Bog Walk Tube. In 1904, it was the largest pipe in the world, 6,200 feet long, 8 feet in diameter, weighing 1,700,000 pounds, with 260,000 rivets holding it together. History for you. My name is Denise. Lady D. Gomez, good evening to you. 6:52 p.m. What's going on, everyone? Want to say hi to you and you. It's a beautiful Thursday evening here in the Big Apple. Have you held on to your piece of the limb yet? If you haven't, you had better. The one limb has managed to hold those who have decided to hold on to it, so you better hold on to your piece of the limb. It's not going to break unless you let it go. Okay? That's what I think. So I'm holding on to mine. I tell you. So welcome everyone. It's a good day. Want to say hi to those of you who are celebrating your birthday. Happy birthday to you, somebody. That's a quick jingle. And it's your wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary. And speaking of anniversary, yesterday was my good buddy, my good friend in Barbados, Andrea. Andrea celebrated, how much again was it, Andrea? 31, I believe. Her 31st wedding anniversary, and I was sharing with my viewers and listeners this past Monday that I was Andrea's maid of honor, chief. And I tell you, I came up with this brilliant idea. I found a design in a magazine, so did the bridesmaids, and I chose a beautiful long skirt with the slit in the side of the skirt with a beautiful top. You know, shoulder pads were a hit at the time. So I had shoulder pads, man, and it would give me that look, right? And then I would have had a decorative hand designed piece on the left breast, above my left breast. So the skirt was made, the top was made. The person who said they could do the hand design piece, one mess the thing turned out to be. Lord have mercy, the evening before we all are fitting and stuff, the blouse incomplete. I'm like, what is this? What am I going to do? I can't show up at the lady's wedding. So, you know, because as a child, I was very adventurous and wanted to learn just about everything. I know how to crochet. I know how to knit. I didn't learn how to cut with scissors, but I can stitch if you give it to me. And so I took the blouse home and I created my own design and made it come out to something. And people had admired it. It looked good. So at least I was able to stand there and feel proud that her wedding wouldn't flop because of me. That's a backstory for you. Good evening, Vero. How are you? 5 minutes and counting to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. And the email this evening really is something, because from the subject line it says, I'm so ashamed. God will not forgive me. You will have to tell her whether he's going to forgive her or not. You would also, as usual, share your comments and your advice to her. Can I tell you that most of these people who send me their email, they listen, and a lady had told me one time, boy, they gave me a whipping. She said you all gave her a whipping. It's 5 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. The show is also brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nereida Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
This one ought to take you rocking into 7 o'clock. Before I kick off Mail Zone.
It leaves me to only one conclusion.
Who is around the ring road? Calypso Music Thursday here inside the zone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Sherns. One minute to go. 6:59 p.m. Oh, how the time is going by quickly. Hey, everyone. It is now 7 p.m. Good evening, Tanique. How are you? Welcome, Tanique. I'd like to say hi to everyone tuning in. Welcome to the feature of Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. We'll certainly get back to some more Ring Road in a few. But of course, as you know, each and every Thursday at 7 p.m., I have the feature that I call Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. Okay. Alrighty, so I want to say hi to you, and you. And, you know, it's always a good day to be here with you, to keep your company and to ensure that all is going well on the show. So, hi, everybody. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. Let's get over to Mail Zone right now because I can't wait to share this letter with you at all.
We had a hunch that we had everything. Perfect combination. Love plus you and me. A perfect combination. They couldn't ask for any better. Perfect combination. We fit to a team. Perfect combination.
2 minutes after 7 o'clock. Welcome, everyone. Let's hop on over to the mailbox to see what's in there. Mail Zone this evening is brought to you by Victoria Mutual Building Society, the VMBS New York Representative Office. Invites you to the New York Tour 2022 VM Group Community Meeting and Lime, Thursday, September 8, 2022. Brooklyn Commons, 495 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225, 6:30 p.m. Cocktail hour, 5:30 to 6:30. Let's talk VM products and services, real estate opportunities in Jamaica, wealth creation, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, investing and listing. Give them a call, 347-344-5790, and be a part of the VM Group Community Meeting and Lime. My name is Lady D. Denise Gomez. Welcome if you're just joining me. And for the first time, I'd like to welcome you. Here is our letter this evening in Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. From the subject line, I am so ashamed God will not forgive me. Dear Lady D, I have a cousin 5 years older than me. I hate to admit that as children I had a crush on him, but knowing he's my cousin, I never made any advances towards him. Over the years, we keep in touch, and whenever he comes into town, we meet up and catch up on each other's lives. A year ago, his dad, who is my uncle, had a 60th birthday celebration. We both worked on planning the party, and it was successful. We even discussed doing business together because our planning skills are exceptionally good. On the other hand, the more we worked on the party, I sensed deep attraction, and it was mutual. Recently, my mom made a comment that caused me to question what she meant. She said that during the planning of the party, she overheard my cousin talking with his brother about me, and it was like talking about his girlfriend. She came right out and asked me if there was something between us. How could I tell her I have an attraction to him? He's my cousin. I flat out denied it. After a while, she changed the subject and we never spoke of it again. Last month, he visited his dad and we went out for dinner. As we dined, he reached across the table and held my hand. I was so touched by his affection, I did not pull my hand away, but shortly after I did, and he stared me in the eyes and told me he loved me. Lady D, I wanted to tell him I loved him too, but I couldn't. How could we have a relationship with each other? We are related. We're cousins. Our families would be in turmoil and all hell would break loose. I never thought I would feel this way about him. There are other men who have an attraction for me, but I'm never interested. Honestly, my cousin is everything I want in a man. I am so ashamed. God will not forgive me. What are your thoughts? Please call me. Let's start the discussion. It's 6 minutes after 7 o'clock. Mail Zone, your emails are my priority. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. Do you have a comment on this? Cousins attracted to each other? We know of cousins who have married, and they usually tell you that you should never marry your relative. Right? So what do you think? Because if these two people continue to meet, sooner or later, something is going to happen that we don't want to happen. Right now, it has started with a touch on the hand across the table. And we know what that is, right? Sooner or later, hands start to hold and all kind of stuff, and it leads to other things. I would say, girl, tell your cousin to stop bother you, and you stop bother him before you both end up into problems, like serious problems. Would you date your cousin? That's a pop question. Would you date your cousin? Give me a call, 914-600-4228. Let me hear what you have to say. And my theme song, let me take it from the top.
feeling that's so rare, so sweet, just knowing that we are a special pair.
Little time we're two of a kind, and heaven knows this love will grow stronger every day. Perfect combination.
Good evening. Welcome to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. How are you?
Good evening, Lady D.
My dear Hortense.
Yes, ma'am. They say cousin and cousin cook good soup.
We
but
don't.
He not cook any soup.
Mm-mm.
He not go cook any soup.
Mm-hmm.
He sick in her head. The two of them sick in their head.
The two of them, right? What is something?
Go tell me now you go touch hand and something. Oh, where do them two people here? Really? So no other people, no they, nobody else no attack her or him.
I
Want to
know.
lick in her head side.
Oh Lord, they need us to pull out Leviticus on them. Mm-hmm.
Confidence and the learn sense.
Mm-hmm. Hold your thought a moment. Yes. When I read it, I'm like, oh no, you're both not going there. No, you are not going there. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
And you're going to say about God not forgive us.
Mhm.
Not forgive us. In what God not going to forgive us.
Very.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what. Oh Jesus! When I read it, I'm like, all right, then this is where we're going. Hold your thought a moment. Hold your thought a moment. Good evening. Welcome to Mail Zone.
Good evening, Lady D, and all your listeners.
Hey Vernon, how you do?
I'm doing very well.
Nice.
People forget that love have no eyes.
Oh, I don't have any eyes, no? What it have?
No, love is blind.
Mm. Yeah. So you would say
Well,
this
I'm
is.
a boy, I heard that say, love is blind.
So this is a typical example.
Eh?
This is a typical
A
example.
lot of cousins married all over the world. Down south, they did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's a regular thing for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Would you marry your cousin?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't think so either. No. We're not going there. And what concerns me, all right, so fine, here is an attraction. We get it. But they both know it's not right. You know, it's not accepted. But scripturally, no. Morally, no. Socially, no. Right? And so the moment they start to touch hand and something, the next visit he comes, it's gonna pass hand to something else, whatever that something else
That's
will be.
right.
Yeah.
That's not a good start.
Mm-mm. No.
Stand across the table.
No, man. Can you figure it? Why, Jesus. And then he's staring her in the face and telling her, you know, I love you.
No, my God.
Oh, gee. Yeah. We.
Well, that's to each his own, right?
Well, that goes within reason for some things, not everything.
Remember, woman married a son.
And that is worse. Well, it's not worse. It's in the same vein. Mm-hmm.
No, not the same.
But how can you marry the child you gave birth to? No.
Well, that's what she said. Nobody not getting but her.
Oh,
She
Jesus.
schooled him,
Mm.
and she's going for his baby, and she's gonna marry him. Right?
Incestuous
That means he have to move family,
relationships.
go live into another state or something.
Bellevue.
Incestuous relationships, Vernon. I tell you. All right. Thank you both.
Okay. Well, good
Okay.
evening.
Bye-bye. Do you have a comment? Two cousins have found themselves attracted to each other. And the girl, her conscience is bothering her, you know. Because she's saying, oh, I wonder if the Lord going to forgive her. She's so ashamed. Let me hear your thoughts. 914-600-4228. Welcome to Mail Zone. What's on your mind?
Good evening, Lady D.
My dear.
Good evening, listeners. Good evening, Sister Pat. I don't think it's right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think it's right. When I was back home, I had a cousin too, big man, and he was swearing that I think I am the queen. Because he wanted something more than that. And his nephew, since I came here, well, is from back home, his nephew, and he's in Canada. And he called here and said, we used to correspond. We can't go out. I said, we are cousins.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to take on everybody now because my niece is cook for him when he goes out there. He's married and they go out there on vacation. And I said, we are cousins. And he never called me again.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yeah, so.
And they're bold, right?
But I don't think it's right.
No, it's not.
I don't think it's right.
Yes.
No,
Thank you.
She should find a way to cut it off right there before it goes further.
I agree.
Yes,
Thank you, love. All right, let me take my next caller. Good evening. Welcome to Mail Zone.
Good evening to you, Lady D. How are you?
Eddie F.
How are you doing at this time?
You know, Eddie, I wear a very strong prescription in my glasses. So it's been several years now since I haven't seen you. And, you know, each time I go to get my eyes checked, my prescription goes up a notch.
Wonder why?
Is your fault.
I'm not crazy like the couple there.
You're what, please?
Crazy. I'm not crazy.
You're not crazy?
The pair of cousins, they are crazy because next thing, they bring a sick child in this world.
All kind of stuff. They should cut it off. The girl, since he's there, you know, he's the one. She likes him, but he's the one, you know, the male aggressor trait, nature. He's the one who is persistent and pursuing her. So she needs to tell him to stop. No more, don't hold my hand. Or, you know, I'm not going out with you anymore. Face up to him and say, stop it. We are cousins. No. These things that you think all kinds of stuff not happening, Eddie. In the world, we can stay there in our little sanctimonious box. But all kinds of things are happening out there with people.
That is why everybody should take a DNA before they get married also.
In the event they're related down the road.
Right. Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Because you don't want to become a child and that's a health problem.
That's right. Thanks, Ed.
Okay, take care.
Blessings. Alrighty, AG says it's just not healthy. I agree. And if I remember this Leviticus 18:6-16, none of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife, daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife, she is thine aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. No family line at all. Don't cross that line at all. The Manleys did it. But it don't mean it right. So, 20 minutes after 7 o'clock, I know she's listening, but my dear, cut that right now. Do not go any further with that, because it's not gonna play out well for you. Even if, you know, and I'm gonna say it, the topic in question is about two cousins. But it's just like if we talking to somebody we shouldn't talk to. It's the same thing. In the back of our head, we are saying, I wonder if them are going to know. I wonder if anybody are going to see we. I wonder. And it plagues you. So we should just not bother. Oh, I'm still, as a preacher, you know what, Ian, I'm no preacher. But I had to drop the scripture in here, you know. So I want to say good evening to everyone tuning in. Okay. So good evening to those of you who are spending the time to stop by. It's Mail Zone. Two cousins are nearing relationship. We're trying to say, blind spot, don't go there. Don't go there. Cut him off, my love. Tell him don't call you. If he wants to just see you and heal you up, fine. If you know you're gonna be tempted to go near him, don't bother. Stand at the door, push out your head, say howdy to him, and bid him howdy and send him on his way. Don't go near to him, because things can happen, and you don't want to find yourself in a compromising position with him, and then it brings forth a situation. Not at all. It's Mail Zone. What's going on? Welcome. How are you?
Not bad. I'm just supposed to say that those cousins have a total miscalculation.
And work out the math, dear, for me now, MS.
Well, how can you make it? First of all, that DNA scientific complex that hits you, the DNA that both of you have is too close, and it can create medical problems. So those two people should have an understanding of how DNA works.
Yes.
It's rather very strange that they don't have any understanding of that.
Well, you know, I like to say I live in the real world. I'm sure it's not a case that they don't know, because the fact that they are bothered by it, they know something is wrong with it. There's something in that equation that troubles their conscience.
Yeah, but it's going to affect very badly the offspring, because if they have a child, because of the closeness of the DNA, it can create grave technical problems for that child.
Yeah, I know that. Everybody will be affected, MS.
Of that. Pardon?
Everybody will be affected.
That's right. So they should have a little study of your situation and just make a decision.
Yes.
You shouldn't be doing it. Move on to something else.
Well, believe you me, when they send me the mails, they listen, and they send me and say, oh, they give me a good whipping, or that person said, what about me and stuff. So they listen. So, yeah.
They should take very seriously that DNA situation.
I agree with you.
The offspring can be scientifically be imbalanced because of your condition.
Yes. Well, thank you for your input always.
Good, okay.
Blessings. Ah, boy, what tangled web we weave. 25 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm in the segment Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me.
Same day pre-approval on my loan. Wow.
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with BMBS.
I agree with you, Aldith. Her conscience is knocking her, man. Good evening, Drea. I was sending out belated. Well, I did wish you happy anniversary yesterday. I was giving them the drama about me and the top for the skirt being your matron of honor. I tell you these things. I'd like to welcome everyone to the show. So happy anniversary, Andrea. As we know, by way of my communication to you, August is Black Business Month. I kicked it off, a week ago? And a few persons had called and shared their, concerns about how we function as Black people in Black businesses. Now, while I alluded to the fact that, a restaurant here in my community just did poorly. Here I am seeking sponsorship and the owner is telling me he's not the owner. Granted, I didn't know, right? So there's that. But there are people who are driven as Black people, wanting to serve their community and to make money. Many of us will tell you, I just want enough. Last time I checked, that's no quantifying figure. Enough is not a number. And some of us tend to be afraid of making a lot of money. And if it's because we don't have a structure in place, nor are we getting an advisor, a financial advisor, to guide us into the steps we need to take, what we need to put in place, things of that nature, then I can understand if there's a fear of coming into this money after you've worked very hard at what you do, whatever your craft is. But sometimes people will tell you, no, so me no want make no money. Me no want to have so much money like that. But if you know how to manage the money, you won't have a problem making it and allocating it accordingly. So, there are many millions of black people who are wealthy. Some of them you don't know because they're behind the scenes and they have other people working on the front line to carry out what they do. And where their monies go into charities and all kinds of ventures that are out there. There are people who make good money. I mean money that if you see it on paper, you have to start reworking. How are these numbers supposed to be called again? 13 billion. How much trillion? And these are just people who make money. You see them half the time, you don't even know they're making the money. They don't drive no flashy cars, nothing like that. And then there are those who they were so anxious coming from an impoverished background that they can't wait to make the money. And then when the money come, they buy car, and it's not even one little car to carry them from here to there, but they buy numerous cars, properties, shoes, clothes, so you just see them and they are out there. And sometimes they don't invest either. So before you know it, the money done. The car them get seized, bank take it back, especially if they never buy cash and own it. Property's gone, they gone right back to square one. Because we don't know how to manage our monies. And if we are working every day and we start to say, hold on, man, I've been working for X time and I can't even come up with Y. We have a problem, something wrong with that. At some point in time, we have to start figure out, do I just want to look at the money in the bank book? Or when I get the money, am I going to invest it into something that it can roll over so that if I leave this earth, never will, somebody can get something. All these things. Sometimes our lives are going by and we don't even realize, but me not have nothing in place. If my finger drop off, what happened? Me not have nothing. Speaking for all of us. So sometimes when you see people making their money, leave them alone. Leave people and their money, especially if they are doing exceptionally well. And we hear that Tom Stroke donated 10 million to something and stuff. Because we start to hate the people their money. We might not want to admit it, but it's true. We just start to say, because they have so much money over there, so we need to stop. People work hard for their money. Allow them. So I'd like to share with you this evening in Black Business Month a feature that I came across that I'd like to share with you. African millionaires in America. Welcome to the segment, ladies and gentlemen.
It is the world's most dominant economic power with an iconic concept that has made it the #1 destination for most immigrants, the American dream. Douglas Eze is one of the 2 million Africans who decided to make it their new country and who was able to transform his life. Beyond the restless accumulation of material goods, the self-described wealth strategist and award-winning insurance agent is now climbing into the wealthiest 1% club of society.
I wanted to learn more about wealthy families. How do they keep wealth in the family from one generation to the next? So I actually wrote a book called Creating Generational Wealth.
An immigrant from Nigeria, he is now a top-of-the-table member of the $1 Million Roundtable, an exclusive club for the top insurance people in the world.
Well, wealth is basically, that money that you're gonna leave for your children's children. Because there's one thing, getting rich is one thing, and being wealthy is making sure that your family, your generation, your name stays in the family legacy forever.
At conferences like this one, Douglas often shares his personal story of making it in America.
Been in the financial service industry for over 20 years, an entrepreneur on a technology company and also real estate.
The next award goes to Douglas Eves.
Well, thank you so much, everyone.
When he is not invited to talk or receive an award, he uses the opportunity to expand his network, a word that he has quickly come to associate with his net worth.
The first time I made $1 million, I felt good. But then I realized, where's the money? It was all in stuff. And then I had to say to myself, man, you know, if you keep spending the money, you're not going to have the money. And Warren Buffett, he has two favorite quotes. The first one is, never lose your money. His second quote is, don't forget rule number 1, never lose your money. You know, so I had to change my mindset and start teaching myself how to make sure that I keep every dollar that I spend, I pay back with simple interest and compounding interest. A lot of people miss that part. It's called self-financing. So one thing we try to teach is show people, even if you make $50,000 a year, $30,000 a year, I show them how much that money is valued 20, 30 years from today with the increase. And I say, you know what? Guess who else knows the value of your money? The federal government, the banks, the media.
With 8 businesses under his belt, Douglas's philosophy is simple. Hard work pays off. And when it comes to it, the cash value king, as he calls himself, uses his money to enjoy life and discover new hobbies.
Okay. Yeah. It's beautiful. So, don't mess with me, man.
According to a 2019 study by the Pew Research Center, 1 in 10 black people living in the U.S. are immigrants. 40% of all African immigrants aged 25 and older have at least a bachelor's degree or higher.
Hi, this is Dr. Kolade. How are you doing?
Dr. Akindele Kolade is a certified psychiatrist, principal investigator at the Kolade Research Institute, and president and CEO of Cal Psychiatrist Services. He is also a successful serial entrepreneur and philanthropist.
I'm originally from Nigeria, but now I'm practicing in the United States. A psychiatrist, first and foremost, and then subspecialized in child psychiatry and adolescent psychiatry, and also in addiction medicine. So I'm triple boarded. And I also do research, clinical research for upcoming medications to treat mental health. So I have a team here that works for me. We have mid-levels, we have social workers, so we have nurses, and we have the front desk staff. In today's world and my office, we're doing mostly virtual practice. I'm consulting for 5 hospitals across America in different states. So we virtually see these patients in different locations and environments, be it in the hospitals or in the clinics or sometimes in their homes. And virtually, because in psychiatry you don't have to touch a patient, but with today's technology you could basically see everything and know everything just looking at the computers and prescribe medication or do counseling or do therapy, whatever you need to do to make them move forward.
That the medication is not working.
Does she use melatonin also? In my practice, I've witnessed an increase and an uptick in people looking for mental health compared to before the pandemic. We've seen an increase of over 30% above what used to be in terms of people looking for help. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. So what are we doing today?
You want to see if I can possibly get a refill?
Okay. Any side effects?
No.
I see a lot of private patients. I see a lot of athletes. And I see a lot of patients through insurance companies. I see some pro bono patients that I do for free. Everybody comes in differently, and that's what we do whatever it takes to move them forward from this condition to this condition in a good way. Okay, so that's how we go. That's how we roll.
9 p.m. We meet Dr. Akin in a completely different setting. Tonight, he invites us to his brand new luxury lounge in Las Vegas.
Hey, hi. How you doing?
Welcome, sir.
Everything good tonight?
Everything's wonderful, sir.
Okay, let's go party. Somebody asked me this. How come a doctor is opening a restaurant? It's service for the people in many varieties, be it in medicine, be it in the clinic, or be in the restaurants where you eat good food, or where you dance, or where you sing, or where you enjoy comedy. All that brings about wellness and health in all of us.
I own my own pharmacy since 2009. We work hard every day. We wake up in the morning, 6 a.m., and we go to work. But we also play hard. And that's the reason why we have Splash for people who work hard and at the same time party.
According to a 2021 article published in Kiplinger.com, the state of Maryland had the second highest number of millionaires in the United States of America in 2020. This is where we meet Adisa Barry, a decorated minority and woman business owner who came to America more than 30 years ago from Burkina Faso. Today, this self-made millionaire leads a successful electrical construction company with an annual revenue averaging $25 million.
When I came to this country, my major was accounting. I got my bachelor in accounting, and then I had a part-time job with a construction company. And I worked for the construction company as a controller of the company for about 12 years. Noticed that many CPAs are not familiar with construction accounting. And it's something that I had already understood very well in school, and I mastered it very well. So when we used to have CPA come in, I had to explain them about the construction accounting. And then I opened my own business, and I was doing construction accounting. Then when my business partner joined the business, he said, Adisa, I know you want to do construction management, but my background is electrical. If you want, we can take that route of the electrical. I said, hey, any opportunity that can grow the business, let's go for it. And that's how we got ourselves into electrical business. Yes.
In order to claim her place in this male-dominated industry, Adisa spared no efforts, even if that meant going outside of her skill set.
I'm a women-owned business. I'm a minority too. So when you go to apply those kind of certification, they want to make sure that you at least have a good knowledge about the business. So how do you get it? You have to educate yourself. I was going to evening classes, cutting all this wiring, doing receptacle, taking those electrical courses. I don't have to be on the job site, but I still have to do it. When I was in Burkina Faso, my teacher, he's like, you know what, let me tell you one thing. The definition of a businessman is somebody who takes a risk. The risk can be positive and the risk can be negative. And he or she is mentally prepared for whatever the outcome of that risk is going to be.
Tell a story, don't you, today?
I never thought about being rich, but the first risk, opening my business, that's the first risk I took. And these are all temporary feelings.
It's temporary.
And I'm glad I took that risk.
For most Americans, buying a house is often considered as one of the first investments on the path to building wealth.
So I got a few condos in this building. I got some in this building too. And that building also. Every time one comes on the market, you have to get it very quick. If you don't, you miss it. Now I got addicted. I keep buying one after another, one after another. And then I refinance a house and get money to buy another one.
Turn to the green gate to the right. Have a great day.
Back to Las Vegas, we are headed to Dr. Akin's mansion, located in an exclusive gated community. We join him and his wife as they celebrate their son Ramon's first birthday. It is an opportunity for the celebrity psychiatrist to reconnect with the people who matter the most in his life.
Dr. Kaladi. Hey, Aaron. Yes, sir. How's it going over there? It's a big honor for me to have my entire family in the United States come from every city to represent this, the honor, and to celebrate with me Ramon's first birthday. I think what we're doing is probably way bigger than Ramon's birthday. It's a family reunion, which gives me a lot of blessings, especially coming out of COVID. Most of us haven't seen each other for more than 3-4 years. And to have them come with their children far and wide is a blessing, and I'm so grateful for that. My nieces are here.
The best uncle, period. He's genuine, he's caring, and he's always there for us.
Jill, that's my daughter, Alexandria. What is your favorite subject? Science? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Science is good. That's how you get to be a doctor, eventually.
For this important birthday, Dr. Akin did not skimp on the means. Exclusive party venue with a breathtaking view on Las Vegas, exotic meals and rarest wine and champagne for all. But beyond the glitz and glamour, Dr. Akin is most keen to show his son the love of a father that he craved as a boy.
I never knew my real father until I was done with secondary school. I grew up in a village and that had no water, no electricity, and I grew up with my grandmother. We had to go to the stream in the morning to take a shower in the stream, little river, and then fetch the water, come back home, and then you have your breakfast, then you go to school. My father at that time was one of the Nigerian ambassadors, but they were divorced with my mother. My mother remarried, so I had a stepfather. Back then, there were no emails, there were no Instagram, there were no Facebooks. And we had to write letters with the email, and it would take 3-4 months to get a reply back. And whenever I get that reply back from him, and that used to be my most beautiful month and year in life that my father actually wrote back to me. Okay, that's your first birthday, the smallest one. It's gonna be big for you.
Yeah.
I never met my father until I was 12 years old. My mother told him that I'm really, really very rebellious. It was about time that we met. So when we met, he had remarried twice. He said to me, the best legacy I have for you and to every of his children is education. After that, you are your own. And he meant it, every word of it.
We Nigerians understand that education is a way out. Anyway, we cherish education. They always tell him, I'm like one of the hardest working doctors I know, and I know quite a few because I'm a nurse myself.
We went to Europe, and I ended up in a country back then called Czechoslovakia. I learned the language, and that's how I went to medical school in a foreign language. I learned it, I spoke it better than English then, and graduated as a doctor. I went back to Nigeria. I was employed in an oil company to take care of an oil rig of over 800 people. That's how my real business career started, because it opened my eyes to what could be possible. Before then, I created the first program in Nigeria called Flying Doctors. So the governor at that time in Port Harcourt, I gave him the idea. He said, he could do what? He said, I will fly down to any part of this state that I've never seen a doctor, give me the tools. The governor then gave me a clinic. A clinic was packed in a helicopter with 2 nurses, and we flew around the state to places that we would line and see people that have never seen a helicopter live, they've never seen a doctor live. They'll line up, and they'll stay there for 3, 4, 5, 7 days in the village.
So far, no disaster. Not that I was looking for one. It's a good day.
It is said that courage and resilience are 2 virtues the first immigrants in America carried with them. This is still true for those arriving today. It is also what pushed these African high achievers into positions of success.
I came to U.S. from Burkina Faso in 1986, September 1986. My ex was living with, he was renting a room in the house. We were staying in that room, and I was going to school. I had my daughter when I had only 1 year left for my school, and I was struggling with my daughter, trying to study and take her to the babysitter. It was really a lot of work to do. I went through that and graduated. And I remember when I was done with school, I would send my resume everywhere to companies or look at any employment. I don't receive any response. And my landlord told me, you know what, you need to take all these African degrees that you have on your resume and take all the experiences that you have from Africa, from your resume, just leave everything that you did here in the United States. I removed everything. Then a company called. I wasn't home. My landlord was a white person. And when they called, they heard the voice message. And then when I came back, he listened to the voicemail, and he told me, oh, somebody called. They really want you to call them back because they have a position for you. They have an opening. And I was so excited. I got the number the same day I called the company. As soon as they heard my voice, they said, oh, the position has been filled. Less than an hour. When did you fill it out? I didn't know what to do. I used to take my daughter to the park, and this lady heard me speaking French with her. She's like, oh, what brought you here in the United States? And I told her I studied accounting. She's like, oh, you know what? We got I have 2 partners, and we have a business, but the business is really in my basement. We're just starting up. We don't have anybody to help us with the books. And I told him, well, I have to take my daughter to the babysitter. I paid the lady $5 an hour. Oh, okay, so we can pay you the $5 an hour. That company moved out from her basement. We took over a whole floor in a building.
I've always wanted to go to America. That's the God's own country. You know, that's where the Black Americans have fought for freedom. So I lived in Canada until I was 23, and then I left and came to America through Seattle. So I ended up in the DMV. I've been here ever since. So my boy that I came to stay with in DMV, in Maryland, Virginia, he had an old car, you know, that he wasn't driving as much. So I bought it for like $500, an old Honda Civic. I paid $500 for it, and I started, actually, that became my house for a little bit, you know, became my house. while I was waiting table at IHOP. So I'll go in the car, sleep there. In the morning, I became friends with a guy that owns a motel, the motels, the manager there. I'll go tell him, hey, listen, I work at IHOP. I don't want to stay in, but can I use your rooms and just shower in the morning? Just want to use the shower, have my stuff. He said, okay, cool. So he allowed me to sleep in his parking lot in my car. And then in the morning, I'll go and he open one door, I'll go and take a shower, and I'll go to work. So most of the people didn't know that I was sleeping in the car. They didn't even know that. I saw a lot of people that worked at the same IHOP and the same paper route. They were comfortable. They were fighting to become managers. I'm like, nah, I gotta get out of this place, man. I don't want to be no manager here. I mean, especially when I saw people in the financial industry that were making money. I didn't know nothing about finance. I just saw that, man, they're making money in this business, talking to people about saving money. I could do that. I didn't become superstar right away, but I learned. I had good mentors, and I'm a learner. I always like to learn. Just reading books, finding successful people, that are open, because not everybody's open to talking to you. Some people you might have to pay, which I did. I paid a bunch of folks that I wanted to learn from. And some folks they were willing to teach you, but you still got to be in their class, you got to pay them to do that. And I don't mind investing to learn. In my business, we recruit other people. So some people have invested money, giving, and they just stab you in the back. They lie to you, they steal from you, and you're like, wow, this guy did all this, and this guy still did that. But you just leave it for God and let God deal with them, that's all.
One of the company doctors was with me at the bar one night and asked me, what's your specialty? I told him I'm a family practitioner. So he told me he's a physician, he's a general practitioner, he's a surgeon, he's a occupational physician, and he also has an MBA. So what am I doing here exactly? I said, you have 5 things? He said, yeah, I got all this, yeah, that's me. They changed my life. And I resigned after a week and came to America. And I'm gonna be a subspecialist in anything they can let me be. That's my life. Yeah. True story. It insulted me in my country. I decided to be the best so that nobody could challenge me anymore. Strong men cry. It's actually not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. Because I have emotions. I'm human. I feel pain. I feel joy, I feel anxiety, I feel unhappiness. I feel blessed. So I'm not shy to shed tears for things that means a lot to me. Basically told me I have no business being there. So that was very insulting to me. So I made a decision in my heart that I need to get there so that nobody would ever talk to me like that anymore in my life. In my medical school, psychiatry was my no-go. I barely had a C to pass. I didn't like it. I did my 3-month rotation in medical school. I was good. But then I went back home to Nigeria. I found out that 1 in every 5 patients I saw had a psychiatric problem, and I have no clue what to do with them. And I felt ashamed. I let my people down. I do it. I want to do it. And that's how I ended up doing psychiatry. And when I finished, I got challenged like you did adult psychiatry. What happens if children show up and they have psychiatric problems? I'm like, oh, that too. Beside the fact that we're not even up to 100, 200 child psychiatrists in America, I want to do it. I went and did it. And I got child and adolescent psychiatry behind my back. In psychiatry, you also have what is called addiction issues. And there's a fellowship in addiction. I decided to do it again and put aside everything else. And when I finished with addiction, then I find out that I'm not only a child and adolescent psychiatrist, I'm also an adult psychiatrist and also an addiction guy. So that completed the circle for me in that aspect. But then I went in and did psychiatric administration fellowship to be a CEO of hospitals. So that if I walk into a hospital, somebody want to hire me or don't hire me, I told them I know how to run it. And I can prove it to you by my certificate. So I had all that. Then after that, nobody has ever asked me for a resume, literally. I just have to talk to you. They ask me, when do you want to start?
If making a difference sometimes requires courage and resilience, a giving back can also happen in the most surprising ways, like for Douglas, who literally gave away a part of himself.
So back then, my ex-wife, you know, nice young lady, we were together for a while. She helped me with my papers. So her sister's husband, they applied for life insurance through me. So I gave him a coverage and everything, and then he got declined, but I also got a call from the insurance company that his kidney was failing. And when I heard his story, because his dad died at the same age, and then his wife was pregnant, and they have 3 kids already, and he was 34 years old. So I'm like, okay. So I went without even my wife then knowing. I went to the Innova Fairfax Hospital and said, let me test and see if I could be a match for him. And I did. I went and tested. I wasn't a match. Even the doctor said, listen, you all don't match, but you know, it's 2% chance this will work if you do it. You're only related, you don't have any, you know. I said, listen, forget all that. I said, at the end of the day, it's God that's gonna make it work. It's not me. You know, so I did, and boom. As soon as we put my kidney, because you know, you have 2 kidneys, so one is working, the other one is just sitting around waiting. So so they took the one that was working, and as soon as they put it on him, boom, he started using it, started working immediately. But So my kidney lasted on him for about 10 years. The longest they've ever seen. Mostly they say 7 years. I didn't even know it didn't last that long. If I had known I thought it was gonna last forever. I didn't know it was only 10 years. They should have told me that. So long story short, he's back in the waiting for additional kidney, but he was able to see his son graduate and all that good stuff, his baby, you know, so which is great, you know.
Well, just giving you an insight on African millionaires in America for Black Business Month, and to those of us who are aspiring entrepreneurs and business owners, and I hope that we are reevaluating how we're operating so that we can excel and become billion, trillionaires and more, and to give back to our communities. Thank you all for joining me here on Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect, with yours truly, Lady D, Denise Gomez. To my YouTubers, thank you for keeping my company. To those of you on Touch FM Radio 90.1, Caribbean Vibes Radio.com, thank you. Hop on over and join Chris Wilby on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com for his program this evening. And I am looking forward to being back on Monday with the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Don't forget that the show is sponsored by Victoria Mutual Building Society.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me.
Same day pre-approval on my loan? Wow!
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with BMBS.
Don't forget, New York Tour 2022, the Victoria Mutual New York Representative Office invites you to the VM Group Community Meeting and Lime. Thursday, September 8, 2022, Brooklyn Commons, 495 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. 6:30 p.m. The cocktail hour, 5:30 to 6:30. Let's talk VM products and services, real estate opportunities in Jamaica, wealth creation, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, investing and listing. Natasha Service and her team, they'll be too happy to have you join them for this event. Give them a call, 347-344-5790. Are you interested in real estate opportunities in Jamaica or wealth creation? That's where you need to be, Thursday, September 8. Of course, it's about time I dock myself home to my yard. That's exactly what I'm doing. So, have yourselves a very blessed weekend, everyone. I aim to do the same, and I'll be here on Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. A lot of love and blessings, everybody. Mwah. I'm out of here.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Near Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one.